Alright, let me make sure the audio is working now. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. There we go, there we go. Alright, perfect. Audio is working as it should. Perfect. So the stream's up, the chat's up, and we're all good to go. Fantastic indeed. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to round 3 of the F8 Championship here on PSGL. I'm KD1997, your lead commentator for tonight, and this time we are racing at Circuit Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix. Opened in 1970, this track consists of 3.5 miles and 15 turns. It was first introduced into Formula One back in 1971 up until 1990. However, that would make almost a 20-year absence before making its return in 2018. It then would go on until 2022, which unfortunately would probably most likely be the last time we could see the circuit here in F1, not just in F1 in real life, but probably in F1 gaming as well. Like I mentioned, the track consists of 3.5 miles. It has 15 corners and 2 DRS zones. One that leads down the main straightaway that leads into the first corner. The other one down the main straight, the back straightaway at the exit of turn 6. Turn 7 rather, actually, that leads into the chicanes of turns 8 and 9. But you also get some really good side-by-side action here at Circuit Paul Ricard. And more in particular, the best areas for side-by-side action I have seen in my times of commentating and racing here is at turns 10 and 11. It's very fast sweeping right-handers of Scene Corner and Labossiere. So we will probably see some good action here. Normally in real life it tends to be boring, but in the virtual world it tends to have some really good racing. I have seen that as well in the previous streams here in PSGL. Hopefully we'll get the same here for tonight here in F8. Now before we go fully focusing on qualifying, there is a little bit of news to go through, as there are no incident reports. So the final results from last week's race do stand. So looking at the Drivers' Championship, as I will get that pulled up in just a few seconds. Currently right now it is Stroduzzi that's leading the way on 20 points. That's followed by Aguado, the reserve driver that won at Spain about a couple of weeks ago, is in second with 16 points. Then in third is Jeremy, who won last week in a masterful strategy in the wet weather racing we had at Singapore, is in third also with 60 points, so that he's tied with Aguado. Then in fourth is Pataka with 12. Then tied for fifth is Juan Lucas, the other reserve, followed by Tico in sixth. Well, they're both tied for fifth, technically. Seventh is Bossy with 9 points. Then it's the TK in eighth with 8 points. Unfortunately, he's not racing for tonight. He got very ill, so hopefully wish him the very best, of course. Dutch Tricks in ninth with 7 points. Then it's Jimmy rounding off the 10 with 6 points. The last two reserve drivers as well in the top 10. The Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are leading with 20 points. That's followed by Haas at second with 17. So it's about a 3-point gap between the top two. Then it's a 6-point gap between Red Bull and Aston Martin in third. Then it's Mercedes at fourth with 13 points. Avatar in fifth with 9. Alpine at sixth with tied for 6 actually with Williams with 8 points. Then it's McLaren at eighth with 6 points. And Ferrari and Alfa Romeo are still tied with the great singular 0 points. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can now fully focus on qualifying. And hello there, Olsen. I don't know if anyone said because I just watched it, but apparently it's right in the race. Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you very much. I'll keep that in mind. So we might see some wet weather action here at Circuit Paul Ricard. That's something we have seen quite a bit here in France. And Neil Stinger will set the first time of a 1 minute 31.162 to kick it off here in qualifying. And hello there, Kane as well. Bring on for Tristan. Sander Jan, meanwhile, goes second. That's now followed by Max, who got pole last week at Singapore. He now sits top of the table with a 1 minute 30.6. That's now followed by Pataka in the Mercedes-Benz with a 130.7. That's now beaten by the reserve driver Dutch Tricks with a 130.675. Let's see here. Jimmy's on an lap at the moment. Joe Doozy. We'll take advantage of our current championship leader. Give you a proper tour of the racetrack here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Down towards turn 1. DRS wide open. Reaching the braking zone at 205 miles per hour. 5th gear. All around at turns 1 and 2. Gets through there very nicely done. Now heading up towards turn 3. Peak speed at 7th gear. Down to 5th at turn 3. Hugs the inside apex at turn 4 as Playtendo now goes to the top of the tail with a 130.4. Round turn 5, up towards turn 6 and turn 7. It's more of the tricky traction zone areas here on the racetrack here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Opens DRS down the Mistral straight. What kind of peak speed we'll see from the Red Bull. 203, 204, 205, 206, 207 miles an hour as he reaches down into turn 8. Through turn 9 as Aguero now goes to the top of the 130.3. Through the chicane, now heads down the middle sector, and then now heads to the fast right-hander of turn 10 into Scene Corner. Flats out pretty much. It's flat in the dry, but in the wet it's very much a nightmare. Into Nalabosia, probably one of my favorite corners of the racetrack. You get this little bit of dip in the elevation in this exit of turn 11. And now into turn 12, down into 4th gear, hugs the inside apex, very nicely done, and gets a good exit as well at the exit of turn 12. Through the sweeping right-hander of turn 13, flicks the car in into turn 14, hugs the inside apex, and then around the final corner, 3rd gear, short shifts up to 4th, tries to find as much traction as he can, opens the DRS, and he'll head up to the line. Will set a 1 minute 30.382. He's currently just about 3/100ths off of Aguado, currently sitting on pole position at the time being. Now, there is a little bit of news as well in the commentary box. Unfortunately, my co-commentator, Storm, is not going to be around for the remainder of the season, unfortunately, due to personal reasons. So, it'll probably most likely just be me doing commentary for the remainder of the season, unless they find a new another co-commentator for me. Otherwise, though, that's pretty much what the case is. Jimmy, meanwhile, goes to the 15th with a 1 minute 31.6 as Jeremy, has left the session. Hopefully, he'll be able to rejoin quickly as well. So yeah, we've just almost got everyone on the board. Jesler, Gamer, and Jeremy, like I mentioned, has left the session. I'll get back. Tico have yet to set lap times, of course. Let's see here. Sandra Jan. Oh dear. I think he's invalidated his lap, so he's not really pushing, so he'll go again, obviously, if he does choose to do so. But yeah, it's gonna be a shame though to not see this circuit again. I mean, like I've said before in the intro, it's not the most exciting circuit in Formula 1, but yeah, like in the virtual world, of course, from what I've seen, it's produced some really good racing. I remember watching a little bit of PCF1 series. Of course, that features a lot of the current F1 esports drivers like Jana Opmeer, Thomas Ronhaar, and Lucas Blakely. And I think, if I remember correctly, they had the youngest ever F1 PC winner in PSGL. What was his name? Otis Lawrence, I think it was his name. Yeah, became the youngest winner in PSGL. Correct me if I'm wrong on that name, but yeah, it's pretty cool to know that he was the youngest winner in that whole series. Alright, let's see here. Max, it looks like he'll be getting ready very shortly. He's currently sitting in 4th. Currently Alfa Romeo occupy 4th and 5th at the moment. Occupying at least the bit of the 2nd or 3rd row as he makes his way around the final corner. We'll head back down the main straightaway. We'll begin his 2nd flying lap. Down towards turn 1, opens the DRS. We saw Straduzzi hit 205. That's almost the exact same thing as Max did. Goes through there in turns 1 and 2 in 6th gear, unlike Straduzzi, who did that in 5th. Now heads up towards turn 3, down to 5th gear into turn 3, then to 4th gear through turn 4, down to 3rd gear into turn 5, sorry. Clock says he's up by just nearly 0.2 of a second to the first sector. Makes his way around turn 7, opens the DRS, will now head down the Mistral straight. Peak speed will be maybe about 207, I reckon, here. Nope, just ticks over that. Heading through turn 8, up towards turn 9, 4th gear. Nicely done there by Max. As he heads up towards the middle sector split, the clock says for him, he's found over 0.3 of a second. So with that sort of improvement, he could definitely challenge to get towards the top of the table and get ahead of Aguado. Around turn 10, up towards turn 11, down to 5th gear. Hugs the outside, then hugs the inside curve there of Lavoisier. There's the Alpha Tauri there, getting out of the way. That might have been Bossy there, or Sander Jan. As he now makes his way around turn 13. Flicks the car in into turn 14. One more turn to negotiate for. Oh, but he's hampered by his teammate. Oh dear. That was Sam that was in front of him. He was knocking out of the way, but does he improve? Oh, he does, but only by a 10.5. He only lost time. Oh dear, oh dear. Just poor communication, it looked like, from between the two alphas. I don't know if he was trying to give him a bit of slipstream or if he just wasn't paying attention. Either way, it really ruined Max's lap. That is for sure. Play Tendo as it validated his lap. Tico now reaches the 29s with a 129.985. Wow, that's a very good lap time indeed by the Aston Martin. Aguado is getting ready. Strotuzzi's up by just over 2/10 to the middle sector, heading through turn 7. Down the Mistral straight, will open the DRS as Trix now goes to 4th with a 130.385. Just missing out Strotuzzi's time by about 3 thousandths. Through turn 8, into turn 9, now heads up towards the middle sector split. What will the clock say for the Red Bull driver as he comes up to it? Clock says he's found a whopping 0.3. So he needs to find at least another one if he wants to challenge Tico for pole. Oh, but he's got two alphas in front. He splits between them. Oh dear, oh dear. What on earth is going on with the two Alfa Romeos? Oh, I think that might have screwed Strotuzzi's lap. I'm not entirely sure. There's Pataka as well, I believe, in the Mercedes-Benz. What is going on with the two Alfa Romeos here today? Alright, here we go. Around the final corner, down the main straightaway. Strotuzzi will head up towards the line and will set a 129.851. He now improves by just up to pole position by just getting ahead of Tico by... goodness, I kind of mixed that up a bit. He's ahead of Tico, I should say, by just over a 1/10 of a second. Meanwhile, his teammate is heading around the final corner, back down the main straight. Will open the DRS, head up towards the line. Does he improve? Not by much, only by 76 thousandths. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with those two alphas, but somehow Strotuzzi still improved his lap, considering he had to split in between the two Alfa Romeos. Let's see, Equestro, looks like he's not improving. Yeah, he's out of fuel. That's fair enough. Bossy, meanwhile, is making his way through the Bossier. Oh, but runs a little wide, misses the apex there at turn 11. He's got 4 turns to negotiate, heads through turn 12, now heads up towards turn 13. Keeps it pinned. He's also a little bit low on fuel. You can see the flashing fuel icon on the bottom right of his telemetry. Around turn 15, now will be foot to the floor, opens DRS, crosses the line to set a 130.9. He improves to 12th position. Jeremy has invalidated his lap. He will not be able to go forward on this run, but he's got time to do at least another one. Aguado looks like he'll be going into the pits. Get on another set of tires, of course. Robson, meanwhile, is getting ready as well. Probably will be, I'm guessing, well, it could be his final flying lap, but he'll have time to do another one in case if he makes a mistake, of course. Alright, so let's see here. I guess as everyone's in the pits, we'll keep our eyes on Robson and the Haas. Currently in our lap, he's currently sitting at a 130.933. as Patuka has now come out of the pits as well, getting ready for his out lap. Oh, hopefully he doesn't get into any sort of traffic here, Robson. Yeah, because I'm going to think right about now is, yep, there's the traffic. They're coming out of the pits. At least a few more cars are coming out. All right, here we go. Here comes the final lap for, oh, I don't know if Robson's going to be interfered. As he makes his way through turn 1. But he invalidates anyway. Cuts way too much of turn 1. Very, very easy to do. So he'll have to try again as a result. Ouch. Could have been really could have been a thing where he probably just got distracted by some of the traffic in front, I assume. I know I've dealt with that as a driver. Pretty much, like, if you deal with traffic, it's very distracting, and yeah, I'm guessing that's probably some of the case that's happened to him, at least. Alright. Alright, let's see. Everyone else seems like they're getting ready very shortly. Tico is about to get ready for what will be, from what it looks like, his final flying lap. He's currently occupying second, but he's only down by over a tenth to Stroduzzi, who occupies pole position with a 1 minute 29.851. Here we go, down the main straightaway. And heads down towards turn 1. Opens DRS and will begin his final flying lap. Tendo and the Williams is just behind him as well, who occupies 5th. Heading up towards turn 1. Peak speed 206 miles an hour. 4th gear down, up short strips up to 5th in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Heads up towards now turn 3. So let's see what kind of peak speed he reaches, about 189. Does go into 8th gear, not like the drivers I've seen that peaks into 7th gear. Down to 2nd gear through turn 5. And heads around turn 6, and the clock says he's up by just over 40 thousandths to the first sector. Heading up towards now the Mistral straight, opens DRS. Heading up towards now the chicane of turns 8 and 9. Peak speed for the Aston Martin, 207. Pretty much what I would say for, oh, but he's invalidated. He's cut way too much of turn 8. That, I think, will be his qualifying done. Gamer has retired, and that's a spin from Tristan. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. No, that's Gamer that was in the middle of the track. He retired on track. Oh, dear. Oh, Playtender is also invalidated as well, so that's his qualifying done. Dutch is down by 1,000th to the first sector. Stroduzzi, meanwhile, is starting his flying lap. Aguado is getting ready, obviously, like I mentioned. Max is also invalidated, so he will not improve. Sem Driver coming through turn 5. Heads up towards the first sector. The clock says he's down by 26 thousandths. And there's a Hostler just sitting on the right side of the track. Playtender's also done with his time. He's not going to improve. Dutch gain out of the way at least. He's kind of screwed up his lap. Stroduzzi, though, has found time. He's up by 83 thousandths. Aguado, meanwhile, has found nearly over 2 tenths. I think that's what it said. To the first sector. If that's the case, that's a massive improvement. Let's see what Stroduzzi's got to the middle sector. The clock says for him, he's up by only 24,000. He lost time in the middle sector, but Aguado's still up, but he's up only by just over 2 tenths still. He's only found about 2,000 to that middle sector. But he needs to find about 2 more if he wants to challenge his teammate for pole. Jeslin, meanwhile, goes to 6th with a 1 minute 30.4. Stroduzzi making his way around turn 14. Oh, but he runs deep. Oh, I think that might have screwed him there. He went way too deep there at turn 14. Heads around the final corner now, back onto the main straightaway. Opens DRS, heads up towards Elias. Lucas goes to 4th. Stroduzzi does not improve. Aguado does improve, but only to 3rd. He does the exact same time as Tico did. But because Tico did that time first, he gets the right to be in 2nd place. Well, there you go. Our championship leader, Stroduzzi, is on pole position for the French Grand Prix. Even though he couldn't improve on the lap, but still, it's enough for pole anyway. A 1 minute 29.851. Not a bad time indeed from the Red Bull driver. And it's Red Bull 1-3 as well. Very solid qualifying from the pair. Yeah, about over 2/10. 1/10. I can't even speak apparently. Separating between first to third pretty much. Alright, well, there you go. Stroh on pole. I also said he was Dutch last week. I think I said that about him and Zero. I apologize for that, they're Germans. Yeah, so about over a 10th separating between Stroh, Tico, and Aguado. Not bad effort from the Spaniard. Lucas in 4th. So it's a reserve second row pretty much. Then it's Dutch Tricks, Platendo, Jesler, Max, Bossy, Sem Driver, Pataka, Robson, Questro, Jimmy, Gamer, Neil Sindrick, Sander Jan, Jeremy, Lizunin, and Tristan rounds off the rest of the grid. And on the top 3 were the only drivers. And the only drivers in the top 3 are in the 29s. I am not No Joke Tuga. My name is KD1997. I don't know who this No Joke is, but I don't even know what he sounds like. I don't know if he's even American. I'm American, obviously. Alright, so there is no formation lap, of course, with PSGL rules, so we will go straight into the race. There is clear skies, so I did see in the comments. Oh, he's Canadian. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. That's the first time I've heard that name. But hello, by the way. Oh, really? He sounds exactly like me. That's funny. Well, I'd like to meet him if I ever get the chance to. Alright, so I'm guessing all the mechanics are happy to do a little A pose. They're excited for the race. I see medium tires in Questro's garage, so I'm assuming he's starting on the hard tires. I'm going to assume a lot of them are going to start on the hard. So we'll see what the tire choices are once we get more in the settled part of the race after the first lap. Alright, here we go. We've got 5 red lights here for the French Grand Prix. And we are underway here in Le Castellet. It's a nice start by Stroh. Oh, it's a little bit of a jaggy start there from Jeremy as they make their way up towards turn 1. Nearly 3 abreast in the midfield as they now make their way through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of shenanigans go. Oh, more shenanigans going there from Platendo. Running a bit sideways there at the exit of turn 2. Nearly 3 abreast, hanging up towards turn 3. As they go through now turn 3 and turn 4. Side by side, Bossy and Jesler battling out for 8th place. As they, nearly tight as well. Max getting in front of both. How did he get in front of both of them? As they make their way through turn 6 into turn 7. Sem Driver, though, has lost a couple of spots from what it looks like as well as they make their way up towards turn 8. A little bit, I thought there was going to be side-by-side action between Tico and Stroh. It looked like Stroh was trying to peek to the left-hand side. Couldn't find a way through. Questro, though, has spun at turn 8. He's dropped all the way down to 19. Jesler, unfortunately, is the same victim at the exit of turn 9. And he through now Labossier. Oh, but running deep is Stroh. Here comes Tico to the inside, hanging up to, oh, goodness me, more contact between those two. And here comes Aguado to the inside of turn 12. Does he get by the Aston Martin? He'll have the outside for turn 13, but then counters to the inside into turn 14. Here we go to the outside. Does the Aston Martin have enough legs to get hold on? Not quite, I don't think. But they make the dash towards the start-finish line. And it seems like Tico's got the better straight line speed compared to Aguado. He's gone by, he's staying ahead of him into 2nd place. Dutch right now holding on as well in 4th place. He's right behind the pair of them as they now make their way through turn number 2. Alright, the tire situation, let's look at this. So yeah, oh geez, literally everybody, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, literally everybody is on hard tires. So they're going for the same strategy. Alright, well, I guess we don't really need the tire graphic up for now unless someone does tell me they want it. Sanders Jan, though, has gained 8 places off the start. Very nice start by the AlphaTauri driver after starting in 17th. Tris has moved up 7 places after starting in last. Unfortunately, the biggest loser out of all of this has been Jesler in the Aston Martin. Yeah, everyone on the hard tire, so literally we don't really need the tire graphic up. So it's just going to be a hard to medium strategy from the way it looks. Of course, unless we get safety cars into play. Jeremy's out, he's crashed. That is at, where is that? That is at turn 11. He's ended up all the way over there somehow, and that's brought out a virtual safety car. He's crashed on the left-hand side of the entry of Le Bossier. How on earth has he done that? I was trying to find where his car was. Now the car's despawned. Well, that's quite unfortunate there for the Haas driver who won last week on a master strategy in the wet conditions at Singapore after starting 15th. He's not going to score anything. Crashing out after 3 laps, or just nearly 3 laps. Alright, we're back into green flag racing again. DRS enabled, and Tico's got a really good jump on Stroduzzi as they make the way around turn 7. He has DRS to help him out. Closing in on the Red Bull, but doesn't use any battery to play. Does he get close enough? The answer is no, not quite. Excuse me. Dutch, oh, but he runs deep, and someone's gone off. That's Aguado. In the Red Bull, he's gone off into the runoff area. He must have outbroke himself. Gets through, but he doesn't really get through the penalty area very good. Can't cut through that if it looked like. Aguado, who was in the top 5, is now dropped down to 10th. Thanks to that whatever mistake happened between him and Dutch. Alright, heading through turn 13. Top 2, meanwhile, separated by just 4 tenths. Queso getting overtaken by Lazunen, making the way around the final corner. Tico wants to pounce on the Red Bull here on this lap. He's got DRS, he does set the fastest lap, but he's not close enough to do anything. Guido now overtaking Sem driver for 9th, trying to make up some places back as Neil Cindric sets a new fastest lap, and that's now being by Pataka. That is now being by Jimmy in the Ferrari. Alright, Tico. Stroduzzi, what's going to happen here into turn 8? 4 tenths separating the two, and he's using battery. He's got DRS, using the slipstream to break the air. And here he comes. There goes the Aston Martin. He now takes the lead of the French Grand Prix. Drops on overtaking Sendrar with DRS into turn 8 as well. He's now into the top 10. Remember, top 10 do score points here in PSGL. Oh, you did the Leclerc. You made the mistake on your own. Oh, that's unlucky. That sucks, Jeremy, but yeah. Hopefully you rebound next week. That's the main thing. Yeah, I was praising you quite a bit about what you did last week at Singapore. So, at least you got that little bit of positivity. Max looking to the inside of Playtendo into turn 15. He doesn't get by him though. Playtendo gets the better traction. Tico sets new fastest lap as well. DRS for the pair of these cars in behind of all the other Williams of Lucas. Playtendo stays ahead of Max. Turns 1 and 2, they're side by side. Pushes him off the track as well at the exit of turn 2. Max gets off the racetrack. He now rejoins behind the Williams. Oh, that was quite aggressive there between the Finn and the Dutchman as they now make the way around turn 5, heading up towards turn 6. Gee whiz, that was That was quite aggressive. I don't know if it was contact and they were stuck or if Playtendo actually literally just forced them off. Dizzy with DRS. He's not quite done with the Aston Martin. I know those two are definitely not done with each other yet. Dutch meanwhile maintaining pace as well, staying ahead of Lucas. Seems like the Alpine's got some decent straight line speed to hold off the cars behind at least. But leading a bit of a train that leads all the way back down to, I think, to Saint-Jean. Actually, no, that would lead down to, I think, Aguado. Sorry, I didn't see the Red Bull dot behind the AlphaTauri. All right, heading through turn 14 down to turn 15. We'll get the bare exit out of this pair. It looks like Tico does. Oh wow, he gets a massive amount of traction at the exit of the corner. Saint-Jean, meanwhile, oh, he pushes off Guido at turn 15. He had to go off the racetrack, and Saint-Jean goes through. He's up into 8th place. Hey whiz. Pataka now overtaking Lazunin. That's for 17th place, or Zunin actually. I think the L is silent. Alright, around turn 6, up towards turn 7. 5.5 tenths separating Tico and Stroduzzi. DRS wide open for the Red Bull driver, but he's not going to close up enough to attack. He has to stay behind. No one really in a position to attack. It's just a little bit of DRS trains forming here in Le Castellet. Dutch leading a bit of a train forming. That seems to be now all the way back down to Tristan as Jezel now overtakes Questro. Oh, as I think they just go off the track. They must have made some sort of contact. Aguado. Oh, he tried to go around the outside. He goes for the switchback. And Labossiere, he gets it done. He's now back up into 8th. Nice move there by the Red Bull driver. Nice switchback indeed. Don't see switchbacks too often there at turn 11, but Aguado made it work as Neil Cindric loses a couple of spots. He's now battling Pataka. Oh, contact between the two cars as well. They now make their way up towards turn 15. Pataka slings it to the inside. He gets ahead of him now. Meanwhile, his teammate in front is trying to battle out Jesler, who had a bit of a moment at the first lap. He's got DRS. Yellow flags are out. That's for Neil Cindric, who spun at the exit of the final corner. And here goes Jesler. He gets by the Mercedes-Benz. He's up into 14th. Meanwhile, though, it's still separated between the two cars in front. The top two separated by 4 tenths. Dutch has actually closed the gap a little bit. And here comes Stroduzzi, DRS. Looks to the left-hand side, goes to the inside. He now gets ahead of the Aston Martin. Moves himself back up into the lead as Juan Lucas picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Oh, and I think someone's just gone off the track there. Who was that? That was Robson. He went extremely wide there at turn 9. He lost 2 spots to Sim Driver and HBA Gamer. I am not exactly sure what happened there. Whether he made a mistake or there's contact. I think he just ran wide on his own. Juan Lucas, though, is in a bit of trouble. He has no DRS to help him. And he's going to have his teammate just behind. Well, remember, too, Lucas is a reserve driver. Playtendo is not a reserve driver in this scenario. Aguado now overtaking Bossi to the inside with DRS, and oh, that was a bit of contact as well. Bossi, though, is still trying to hang on to his fair credit, but nothing he could do about that. Aguado now moves himself back up into 7th place. Playtendo, though, didn't get by his teammate, but he'll try another chance as Neil Cindric goes for another spin. Another bit of a down race for the reserve driver as well in the Alpine for today. Oh, his Playtendo nearly spun too at turn 6. He caught it very well. I don't know how he didn't spin from that. Very good job there. He's got DRS. He's closing in on the Williams teammate. goes the inside, and yeah, just lets him by. There you go. Play Tendo's now up into 4th place. How on earth did Play Tendo not spin out, though, is my question. He caught that car very well, to his fair credit. I suppose a bit of rally skills may have gone into play. After all, Finns are known for rallying. Not that I'm saying he plays WRC, but maybe he might. I don't know. There are clouds though looming in, I am seeing. You can see in the distance some clouds starting to peek over the circuit. So we probably will get some rain sometime in the later part of the race. HBA Gamer trying to battle out Sem Driver. Oh, clips the curve there at turn 15. Sem Driver, though, gets the better run. He now moves back up into 10th. But this Gamer counterattack. Sem Driver has no battery. Here comes the McLaren. He tries to cover him off. Oh, the Alfa Romeo runs deep, though. Goes to Gamer as Neil Cindric has retired. He's crashed out at turn 7. And that's not brought out a safety car from the way it looks as well. Let's see, where is the car? There it is there on the left-hand side of the racetrack, and he's also glitched the barrier as well. And here comes Tico, DRS, and he's got by. He's now back up into the lead. Another time these guys have switched positions, pretty much. Meanwhile, Dutch really just been occupying 3rd. He's been doing very well, at least. Doesn't really have the pace to catch up to the top 2 because they've been using each other with DRS. No, he's been doing very well. Hanging on in 3rd, at least for now. Aguado side by side with Max, heading up towards turn 12. Oh, I can't get this move done there, but he's going to go for a switch back again. No, but he can't do it there at turn 13. That's around turn 14, up towards turn 15. Does he go to the... Oh, he's made contact! Another bit of contact as well! Oh, dear. Yeah, that's... I hate to break it to you, but I think that's going to be Max's fault. A little bit too impatient there from Max. Aguado making contact with Max. Yeah. Just tapping the rear of his car at the entry of turn 15. Yeah, Guido might get a bit of the steward's word, I reckon. Very unlucky there for Max. Max looks like he's had times where he's reasonably quick, but it seems like the past couple of races, including this one, doesn't seem like it's been going his way, unfortunately. Gotta remember, everything wins during the race. You don't win a race during qualifying. But no, it's just very unlucky. Jimmy now overtaking Questra. That's for 16th as they make their way through Lebossier. 2.5 tenths separating between Tico and Stroduzzi as they make their way around turn 12 up towards turn 13. The clouds are getting darker here at Circuit Paul Ricard, so yeah, we will be seeing rain coming, I assume. Probably in the second half of this race. Nice exit there by Tico. They're getting the nice bit of traction to pull away a little bit. Stroduzzi, though, will close the gap back up thanks to the power of DRS. And through turn 2, up towards turn 3 comes the 2 cars leading the way. And right now it's a margin between Stroduzzi and Dutch, separated by just over 3 seconds, about 3.3 to be exact, as they make their way through turn 6 up towards turn 7. DRS wide open again for the Red Bull. 6 tenths is the gap. Don't think he'll have enough though to get by the Aston Martin. No, he won't. Not close enough to attack. Lucas, not close enough to attack Play Tendo into turn 8, up towards turn 9, and now back onto the middle sector split. Robson gets a 3-second time penalty. He also loses a spot to Sam Driver, and he might lose another one to HBA Gamer as they make their way up towards turn 10. Side by side, bit of contact between the Haas and the McLaren as they make their way through turn. Oh no! That was a bit too soon there. Gamer loses out on the battle there. Loses all the way down, goes all the way down to 15th. Robson just, oh, and a spin for Sam Driver at the exit of turn 12. Now, I love like Robson, to me, might have turned a little bit too soon before the corner from what it looked like. Unfortunately, therefore, the McLaren driver got the short end of the stick. Sector 1, yellow flags for... Looks like that's for Bossy. Yep, that's for Bossy. Looks like he made a mistake at the exit of turn 2. Losing a couple of spots there. Oh, and the rain's come. Yep, there it is. It's streaking. The heavens have opened here at Circuit Paul Ricard. We're going to get another involvement in wet weather conditions. Alright, so that means we probably will see them coming into the pits very shortly to get off of those hards. Probably go on to a set of intermediates. Straduzzi, though, he's going to have to try to get by that Aston Martin quickly if he wants to have a better advantage to get at least ahead of him in these sort of conditions. Chico just needs to stay in front, pretty much. He's been getting better races out to the final corner. Looks like he's done the exact same thing here. Getting at least another 10th at least. Jesler overtaking Tristan, that's for 11th. Gained by the Singaporean. Alright, well, let's see what the strategies come into play. Oh, his gamer spun at pit entry, it looks like. Flips the car around. Alright, so he's going to go in for the intermediates. Put up the tire graphic. Oh, that explains what Neil Cindric is doing. That's why he crashed out. He apparently was on inters. Alright, Gamer's into the pits with intermediate tires on the car, so he's going to take a bit of a gamble from what it looks like. I mean, why not, I guess, since he made that mistake. It's not exactly quite wet enough to get off of those hards to get onto the intermediates. Oh, as Straduzzi ran wide, that might have been a warning. Have 4 wheels over the wide line. Bossy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. That's one of the things I haven't mentioned, actually. Paul Ricard is a very easy track to get penalties if you are not careful with the track limits. Very easy to do so. Aguero gets by Lucas, he's up into 5th. Next target for him will be Playtendo, the other Williams. Second that, he's in the pit lane. So he's going to go on to the intermediates. We haven't had a call from race control yet for them to disable DRS. So maybe it's not quite wet enough yet. A few other cars have come in as well. Jesler's in, Tristan's in, and Sam Driver, I believe. Yep, Sam Driver and Questro. They are into the pits. Onto a set of intermediate compound tires. Alright, 5.5 tenths separating the top two. DRS wide open for Straduzzi, but does he have enough to close in? No, not quite. Keep your eye on the pace difference between Aguado and some of the drivers on the hards. See if it makes some sort of difference. Alright, hey, around turn 10 up towards turn 11. He hasn't closed up much, Aguado. He's only gained a couple of tenths, but now he's losing a bit of time. This is suggesting to me that the intermediates are not the way to go just quite yet. as Max has got himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Tico's going into the pits. There's the call. DRS is disabled. I think Tico's played this absolutely perfectly because Stroduzzi is now left in the dust. He's going to have to go and do a lap on hard tires and intermediate conditions. Play Tendo's in. Lucas in. Max is staying out for another lap. Oh, I don't know about that, buddy. I would have come in this lap. Robson's in. Everyone should be coming in. Bossy is not. He's staying out. Patuka, 5-second penalty for speed. Jimmy's in. His teammate, though, Zanunin, is staying out for another lap. Oh, this is so risky strategies here from the top three. I don't know about that. All right, Tico's out. All right, we'll keep our eyes on that Aston Martin. Zanunin is at 6. Play between Strix and Aguado. They have to come in this lap. They have to go in, surely. Let's see here. Let me look at the time difference between Tico and Bossy as play Tendo. Oh, Aguado spun at the exit of turn 7. All that hard work he did is now gone completely in the dust. Drops all the way down to 9th, probably 10th. Oh, yep, a Sanders Jan on medium compound tires. Gets by him. Well, I don't know about that. He's going to pass him anyway. He should be able to. Stroduzzi's into the pit lane. Tico's coming around turn 12. Keep your eyes on that Aston Martin. Intermediates on the go for the Red Bull. Where is Tico? He's heading out of the final corner, and we'll get back down the main straightaway. Platendo also overtakes Zanunin. Where's Stroduzzi? He's going to turn off the pit limiter. There goes Tico. He gets ahead. He's now into provisional lead. Max stays out for another lap. Tico, though, has played this to absolute perfection. As soon as the DRS was disabled, that's the right timing he made. Stroduzzi, though, did not have the chance to do so. He gets screwed over by that, and as a result, he drops all the way down to provisional second. Zanunin staying out for another lap. Why? Why on the hard still? Sanderjan, Max, and Zunin are the only drivers on dry tires. They're on hard tires. Zunin and Max. Sanderjan's on the mediums. Tico's right behind the Alfa Romeo. And yeah, we'll get by easily. He should be able to. Alright, well, he moves himself up into the lead of the race again. Tico. As they make their way around turn 11. Sanderjan, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Gee, I wonder why. Probably because the medium tires aren't working for you. Meanwhile, Lucas is closed up on Zunin, who is still staying out there on the hard tire. Alright, Max pulls the plug. He's going in. Zunin runs wide and gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Max has now gone into the pit lane. Zunin should be able to come in. There you go. Now he's in. He's giving up on those hards. Question, a 3-second time penalty as well, multiple warnings. As Tico now takes the lead, he's up ahead by 2.3 seconds to Stroduzzi. Jesla, meanwhile, is on the back of the AlphaTauri of Bossy, heading up towards turn 4, heading up to turn 5, and then heading into turn 6. Oh, both of them went sideways there, making their way through turn 7. Oh, another twitchy moment there from the AlphaTauri. Robson gets another penalty. Jesler doesn't have any battery to play with. He can't get by the AlphaTauri, I don't think. Unless he oh, he's going to send it to the inside. Oh, but he doesn't make the move. He's not close enough. Okay, go on the switchback. He gets good traction at the ace of the core, but Bossy just has enough to hang on. Somehow he still hangs on ahead of the Aston Martin. Sanders still staying out there on those hard tires, medium tires. Oh, Jesler has another moment there. Max trying to get by Robson for ninth. Look at the penalty situation as well while we're at it. Oh, dearie me, as someone spun. That was Sanderjan. Not a surprise since he's on the mediums, still staying out for whatever reason. Dude, just give up on those tires. Get in the pits and get onto the inches. Yeah, that's exactly why I say that. Yeah, because you've now... Well, as a result, he's destroyed his front wing. Silly. Anyway, penalties. So Dutch has 5 seconds. So Playtendo needs to close up by at least 9/10. Don't make that a second now if he wants to get the podium spot. Lucas has 3. Same with Bossy, Max. Robson has 9 seconds. He has the most out of everybody. Patuka has 5 seconds. That was for Speedy as well, like the Dutch did. Jimmy has 3. Same with Questro, Zunin, and Sanderjan. And there you go, Sanderjan into the pits. Finally gives up and goes on to a set of inters. Alright, we now begin lap 19 of 27. We have 8 more laps to go here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Or no, 9 more laps to go, sorry. 9 more laps to go. There's Sanderjan, he's now out of the pits and probably will get lapped by the cars behind him. He's got Tico just behind. No blue flags indicated just yet. Probably will be very soon. Yep, there it is. There's the blue flags indicated. You can see from the marshal. Oh, but Tico nearly lost it there. Oh dear. Nearly losing it there at the exit of turn 6. Caught it very well though, at least. Yeah, no, I don't know what the blue flag rules are in PSGL, but I know in Formula 1, if you are showing the blue flags, you have to get out of the way of the cars on the lead lap. That's the rules. I've seen numerous times though in league racing where drivers just do not understand the concept of blue flags. It really boggles my mind that they don't, and they've been racing for whatever how long. And yeah, he's still not getting out of the way. Yeah, it doesn't matter if ghosting's on, you gotta respect the blue flags. It becomes a very big distraction. See that? Yeah, you can see the flashing signals there of blue flags, and he's inside the car as well. There you go, now he's by. But yeah, he did. Yeah. No, you gotta respect the blue flags regardless. It's been a rule they should always follow. It doesn't matter if ghosting is on, you gotta respect blue flags. HB8 Gamer, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Alright, hey, up towards turn 4, turn 3, sorry. Now hey, up towards turn 4. Aguirre's got Lucas for company. Lucas though will probably lose that position thanks to his penalty. Because Aguirre doesn't have any. Neither does Jesler, so he might lose 2. Turn 7. Aguero doesn't have the battery to catch up, unfortunately. Has to stay behind the Williams as Pataka now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Max also gets a 3-second penalty as Sanders has left the session. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin. Alright, hey, up towards turn 14. Then into turn 15. Aguero now overtakes Lucas at turn 11. He gets by the Williams up into 5th. He should be able to occupy it as long as he doesn't make a mistake. I say that, but he's still got plenty of racing to go. At least we still got about 7 more laps left into the race. So Disney now overtakes the AI of Sanders, but it's a 3-second margin between himself and Tico. Yeah, the gaps are kind of well and truly spread out, except we only got battles for 5th, a battle for 9th, and no, battle for 8th, sorry, and then a battle for 10th and 12th. See if Pataka, does he get a good run? Yellow flags are out. That's for Max again. He spun out of turn 7. Drops down to 11th place thanks to that mistake. Make that 12 as he now gets overtaken by Tristan. Probably will get overtaken by Jimmy. Oh, contact, more contact between the two cars. The Ferrari is stuck between an Alfa Romeo sandwich. As Pataka is now overtaking, well, he was, but not anymore. Flopson stays ahead. Add more battery to play with thanks to that. Saka looking to the inside into turn 11. Not quite close. Couldn't get by there at turn 12. Whoa, gee whiz. Robson nearly had a moment there. Ataka, does he go for a move here? Try to get the good run here at the exit of turn 15. Doesn't have the resources to try to overtake him. The penalty situation for these two, Pataka's got 8 seconds, Robson's got 9. So Tristan actually could be a spot to score some points here. I'm sorry about that. That's on my throat. Yeah, so far pretty much everyone's just... Oh, it's Pataka nearly at a moment. Yeah, pretty much everyone's kind of spread out a little bit. Oh, running wide there. That was Jimmy there at the exit of turn 7. Does some driver have a... No, not quite. I thought he would have some sort of momentum, but someone that does is Max. He's going to the inside of Tristan. Moves up into 11th place. Gets him at turn 8. Oh, but he nearly had a moment again at the exit of turn 9. Hey, up towards turn 10. Let the car into Scene corner. Then into Le Bossier. Pataka not quite close enough to do anything here. At turn 12, he's heading up towards turn 13. And down towards turn 14. Down the main straightaway, taking up towards turn 1. Pataka doesn't have enough to close up. Not quite yet to get by the Haas car of Robson. The Polish driver still maintaining 9th place. Oh, but Pataka loses it! Oh no! Goes head first into the wall there. Oh, he's thrown that barrel completely away. Losing control at turn 2. There goes his teammate. No front wing as well for the Mercedes. That's a bit of a shame for Pitaka. Surprised he didn't destroy the front tire or whatnot. Very surprised by that. Especially how fast he was going into the Armco. As 10th driver now gets a penalty. Jeez, we got a lot of drivers with penalties. Quite a few naughty boys. We have about 6 drivers in this field that don't have penalties, at least, from what I can count. Tristan, as I said, that Tristan now gets himself a penalty for multiple warnings. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers actually now with penalties. Jeez, nearly the entire grid has penalties. Cameron now picks himself a penalty. 3 seconds. Everyone's getting marked with penalties today. Max on the back of the Haas of Robson, and Jimmy's on the back of Tristan. Heading up towards turn 1. Robson, another penalty, multiple warnings. That's now 12 seconds. Tico, Stroduzzi, Platendo, Aguedo, and Jeslo have no penalties. Actually, I said 4 before. I meant 5. Sorry. Max Vergues has got himself another penalty for multiple warnings. Gee whiz. These penalties are coming left, right, and center pretty much. Heading up towards turn 8. Not close enough for Max to do anything here into turn 8. Up towards turn 9. Oh, but nearly had too much throttle there. Nearly lost the back end of the car at the exit of the corner. Yeah, Tico still maintaining that lead at the front. He's got a 2.6 second lead to Stroduzzi. Oh, here comes the Alpha. Oh, he tried to go for the switchback, but he didn't have enough. As I think it stopped raining. Yeah, it has. You don't see any droplets on the camera lens. You don't see any droplets on the halo. Yeah, that tells me that the rain has stopped. Bossy now goes into the pit lane. As we now are on to lap 25 and 27. Max has the inside to turn 1. Seems like Robson's got straight line speed. Contact between the two. A little bit of contact. 2, 1, 2. Oh, and there's more. Robson spins out. Contact made there at turn 2. Robson got the short end of the stick. Yeah, he got the short end of the stick this time. Oh no, that's Tristan that spun. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, and that's a reset the track. That's definitely got to be a penalty. You're not allowed to do that. You can't reset yourself the track. That's the rules. Jeez, and he's also the coordinator of this tier. Not the brightest example there. Alright, we have 2 more laps to go. Tico leads 2.3 seconds, separating the top 2. Dutch has had a very quiet race, but it's been a very good race for him. Still occupying still occupying 3rd, I should say. Aguedo's had a nice recovery, at least after having some incidents, gained back up to 5th. It's still a good recovery. Chesley nearly have a moment there at the exit of turn 2. As Question now overtakes Tristan as Tristan goes into pit lane. Gamer goes into the pits. Oh no, not into the pits. Oh no, he did. Sorry. Ugh. LeMayo. But also gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Alright, then we'll be on to the final lap very shortly. There was a tight battle between the top two. They were both even on pace, but because Tico timed the rain absolutely perfectly, when the intermediate conditions came more into full effect, got the undercut on Stroduzzi and managed to maintain the lead. The gap hasn't really closed, but hasn't been a big deficit either. As DRS is now enabled again, it's now moved into dry conditions. As we now move on to the final lap of the race here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Another 3.5 miles to go. What they've got to do now is just bring the car to the finish. That's all they got to do. Don't need to do anything stupid. Just get your car home. That's the main thing. Just get it home. Through turn 4, into turn 5. Down towards turn 6 and then into turn 7. Down the Mistral straight. 1.9 seconds is the gap right now. Stroduzzi has closed up a little bit through that first sector. Yeah, if he wants to win this race, he has to pray for Tico to make a mistake somewhere. Through turn 9, up towards now turn 10. Through turn 10, up towards now turn 11 into Labossiere for the final time. Got another 3/4 of the lap remaining. It's been a fine drive from the top two, but Tico is going to come out victorious by the looks of things. Got 2 more quarters to negotiate for the Aston Martin. 1 more quarter around the final corner for the final time here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Tico will cross the line and will take home the French Grand Prix. He wins here in France. Stroduzzi will come home in second, and Dutch Tricks, a fine race from him. Pretty much kept third throughout the race. Will finish third and will complete the podium. Playtendo will finish in 4th. Not a bad drive from him. A good result for the Williams driver. Aguado will finish in 5th. That's followed by Jesler in 6th place. Now we'll see what penalties will come into play here. Lucas will finish in 7th, at least for now. Max will finish in 8th place. Where will that stand at the end? He'll finish in 8th. Jimmy finishes 9th. Sam Driver now moves up to 8th. Drops down Jimmy and Max. Robson in 11th. Bossy will complete 12th. Getting ahead of Robson. Zunin in 14th place. And that'll be followed by Tristan and HB8 Gamer Pataka. And that's about it. Gamer does get fastest lap. I'm not sure if that will count though in PSGL. I don't know if anyone outside the top 10 score points for fastest lap. And there we are. That concludes the French Grand Prix. Jimmy gets driver of the day. Oh no, Zuna got driver of the day. Sorry, that was the other Ferrari. On to the podium celebrations. Tico claims victory. He becomes now our 3rd different race winner here in F8 Series here in PSGL. Stroduzzi finishing 2nd, and Dutch Tricks finishing in 3rd place. Not bad efforts from all 3 of the drivers here tonight. Alright, and there are the unofficial results of the French Grand Prix. Tico claims victory here in the Castellet. Stroduzzi 2nd, Dutch Tricks in 3rd. Playtendo in 4th, followed by Aguado, Jesler, Lucas, Sam Driver, Max, Jimmy, Bossy, Questro, Rafsan, Zunin, Tristan, HB8 Gamer, Pataka, Sanderjan, and Neil Sidrick and Jeremy are your only DNFs in this race. I'll tell you what, I'll see if any of them want to maybe do interviews, I guess. I know we haven't done interviews yet, but might as well see here. I'm just gonna ask them in the general chat if they want to do a interview. I'll see if I can get them in here. Straduzzi, and who's the other one? Dutch? And for some reason, we're not moving on to the next screen for some silly reason. Thanks to this game. Love F122. Alright, Dutch says he would love to do so, so I guess I'll go and invite him. Alright, cool. Looks like they all want to. Perfect. Well, I don't know about Straduzzi yet. He hasn't said anything. Alright, well, let me get them in here, I guess. Alright, let me see here. Dutch. Dutch Tricks. There you are. And Tico. Tico, what is it? 10 PSV. What if he's a PSV and a Hyven fan? Just wondering. Alright, well, we'll get them in here. If Straduzzi does want to join, I'll see if he would like to. But if he doesn't, that's totally fine. We could just do these two. Speaking of which, hello guys. Also, can you make sure your audio is sharing and all that before I get to the interviews? Yeah, just make sure your voice is being allowed to share.
Yeah, done it.
Sweet. Alright. Alright, yep, I can hear both of you, I think. Alright, cool. Alright, so we'll work our way towards the bottom and up towards the top. So we'll start with you, Dutch Tricks. So, seemed like you had a bit of a lonely race, but it was a good lonely race for you. Qualified 5th, but managed to finish in 3rd, and yeah, just kept it there for pretty much the majority of the race. How was it for you, though overall, from your POV? Yeah. Oh yeah, Guido, yeah, that's right. You had a contact with him at turn 8, didn't you? Okay. Ah. Mm. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't for speeding the pits. Oh, okay. I thought it was for seeing the pits. Sorry. No, I assumed it was the 5 seconds to speed. I guess I just didn't get it prompted, or maybe I just didn't pay attention to it. But yeah, fair enough. But yeah, how was it though for you in the intermediate conditions? It seemed like you just kept a decent pace. I know you didn't have the pace. It seemed like compared to the top 2, but you kept it manageable. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I can imagine it's not easy with no racing line, especially the fact that you're racing with completely no assist at all. That takes a lot of effort for sure. Well, for your 4th race with no line, that actually you should be proud of yourself. That's really good. Well, I know you're a reserve driver, but next week we do go to Austria. If you do race, how do you think you'll fare at Red Bull Ring? All right. Well, congratulations though on P3, and yeah, good luck to you for next week if you do race at Austria. Oh, do we? Oh, we do have a week break. Oh, yeah, because St. Patrick's Day is next. No, it's not next week. It's this week. That's right. Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, good luck to you in 2 weeks then, and yeah, good job overall. Of course. All right, we'll move on to our race winner, Tico. Well, hello. Well, you guys are you had a pretty close qualifying. If I remember, you qualified on pole by just over a 10th. You had a great battle with.
I qualified P2.
Oh, was it P2? Oh, yes, Straduzzi was pole. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. But anyway, no, you had a close qualifying with. Who was it? It was you and Aguedo, I think, was the same time as you.
Was close as well.
Yeah,
exactly the same time.
Yeah, it's just that you had the upper hand because you did the time first. But yeah, I know you had a good battle with Straduzzi for a bit, but as soon as the interest came, you timed it absolutely perfectly because Straduzzi was left in the dust to go one lap on the hards in the intermediate conditions. And then you just got the undercut and made it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
How was it for you?
Yeah, I think the timing was perfect. Yeah, we had a great battle before the first stop. And yeah, I was so fast down the straight and he was a bit faster than me in the corner. So it was a bit like that part of the track I was faster and the last sector he was faster. So I could overtake him on the straight easily. So after the pit stop I thought about one lap earlier so I could have the undercut, and it was going to be difficult for him to overtake me. And yeah, I timed it perfectly. And, yeah, and just kept the gap.
How was the intermediates though for you? I mean, it seemed like you just kept same pace at least. You didn't lose time, but nor did you really gain time either on Straduzzi from what it looked like to me.
No, our pace was pretty equal. And yeah, luckily I had a race like 3 weeks ago around France and it rained as well. So I had a bit of an advantage. And yeah, it was difficult to spot the apexes like Dutch said. But it was pretty fun.
Nice. Well, that's good for you. No, but no, it seemed like you had really good pace and you seemed like you were very comfortable. I noticed you had a lot of good. You seemed like you had a little bit good straight line speed, and you were good through the third sector, if I remember correctly. Because a lot of times you would get very good exits compared to Straduzzi at the exit of the final turn.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know why, but I was fast on the stage and he down the corners. But yeah, I don't know. My exits were pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, in a couple weeks though, we do head to Austria. How do you think you'll fare there?
Yeah, I think the track is a bit easier to drive, so I think it should be fine. But I don't know yet. I haven't driven there without a line, so
okay.
I don't know yet. But it will be fun for sure.
Well, I do wish you the best of luck, and you seem like you've gotten the least comfortable with racing with completely no assist. So I do respect you for that, for sure.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Good luck to you in 2 weeks. And yeah, I think that'll wrap up the stream chat. Not a bad race here in France, but we get a nice little break. So we'll be back in 2 weeks here for F8. Until then, I've been K1997, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for round 4 of the championship out of the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. Till then, it's goodbye.